Welcome to F5 Podcast. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Today we're going to be talking about Roe versus Wade. We're also going to be talking about various aspects of being a sugar daddy, people's past, relationships. It's going to be a really interesting conversation, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Why don't we talk about strengthening relationships?
Okay, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. If you have an idea.
I mean, the whole...
What? Go ahead.
I don't really want to talk about it, but like how the abortion right now, it's like...
Roe v. Wade.
I feel like everyone got heated this whole weekend. I could feel it in all of my classes.
Very,
it's insane.
touchy topic.
Because I did also get in a very heated conversation with Chris.
Ooh.
But Chris is another thing I love about him is that he is very good at seeing the other perspective, no matter what side he's on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what political party. If he, like, my dad and Chris have opposite views on certain things politically, and they can have a very productive conversation where it's not like, well, I read this and da-da-da, and I think I'm right. It's more of like, okay, I see your side. Now what about this? So that
What's your
side? What's my side?
Yeah.
About it? Mm-hmm. I think that, I think it was wrong that they overturned it. Mm-hmm. I think every woman, and I know that people on one side will say like, well, you shouldn't be sleeping around. What are the actual chances of people being raped and having to abort the child? They're thinking, who in their right mind want to abort someone at 7 months? Mm. And it's like, I also think that's very unethical, but I also want to know the numbers in that case. How many people are actually, I have my own assumption, my own opinion is that most abortions are happening from, let's say, 4 weeks to 10 weeks. Right. I feel like that is where it is. And people were like, well, what about plan B? And it's like, well, sometimes it's a little too late when you find out that you're pregnant, and how many people, I feel like in high school, I knew a couple women or girls that had to get an abortion because if not, their life would have been completely changed. Probably, and I don't want to use the word ruined, but probably gone down a different path, a little bit harder. And how many women end up suiciding themselves because, one, they're going to disappoint their family. Yeah. They're going to have a child with someone that they probably don't really care for. But that's just my opinion. Anyone else want to talk about it?
I mean, I've been a believer in pro-choice. I feel like people should have at least that right to do whatever they need to, whether they're in a good situation or bad situation. I think that to take away rights from women when we work so hard to make sure that we have a stand in these things, it's saddening to me. And when I was, so I teach yoga, right? Mm-hmm. And I also do Reiki. So when it came down to my Saturday classes, I had so much, I almost cried teaching because of the emotion I got from all of my students. So it wasn't just like me pulling it from myself, but there was a moment where I'll kind of ask about or share with them if there is an intention that you want to send to, or if there's anything that you want to work on in the body, let me know. And a lot of them were just said shoulders and then every part of the body. But then when I was going through the class, it was very much to me like a very hip opening class. Again, I'm getting really yoga-y in here. But then once I was called to do more of that hip opening class, a lot of the energy that I saw in color was orange. So orange is pertaining to the sacral chakra, which is also pertaining to our reproductive system. Mm-hmm. And so when I was talking about, or when I was doing my classes, I was literally full of emotion that I almost cried. I was like, oh my God, I can't even hold this right now. But then in Shavasana, I kind of had to contain their energy too, because when it comes to alignment in Reiki, if one of them is becoming super, super overactive, whether it's because they are in rage or whatever, it's trying to calm it down. So I was kind of sending Reiki to all of my students without sharing that information. Some of them I feel can tell, but then I just get sad. I just got really emotional about thinking about, people in my life that has to go through these kinds of
Right.
things where, again, it doesn't have to be a bad situation. It could be a good one.
Right.
It's just not the right time.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know, if our locations, because California is going to keep it open, like how will people travel to California if they don't even have the means to?
Well, now it's just up to
You
the
know?
state, not so much a federal
Yeah.
level of what this means. So there are other states, but yeah, it does suck that people have to travel.
But time is of the essence, though. Like, what is that application process
Right.
going to be looking like?
Right.
Like,
I
you
have no idea.
apply, and then you have to wait a couple of days or weeks, and all of a sudden you're just like, I don't even have the time to do it.
Right.
I don't know.
So there was a funny topic that more so people are seeing people that are angry about this are more so Democratic and Republicans were now saying, well, what happened to my body, my choice when it came down to the vaccine? But now you're telling me my body, my choice when it comes to abortions. So does anyone have anything to argue that? What do you think, Frank? I would love to hear it from a male's perspective. Be open. We're
I
being
think
open.
I think it's different in terms of abortion. I think that analogy doesn't. It's a false equivalence because when you're not getting a vaccine, there's potentiality that you could hurt other people. But when you're getting an abortion, it's not like you're hurting other people. You know,
Technically, you're hurting the child.
you're hurting the child. Yeah, okay, technically, but
This is. I'm going to play devil's advocate for
Yeah.
that side of the argument.
yeah, but so there's a disease that's spreading, right? And if you don't take this vaccine, you could literally spread the disease to hundreds, if not thousands, of people. And I think that's why it's a false equivalence. Yes, you can harm the baby. It just becomes a little weird to me when you're defining what a human is. It just really strange to me. Because if we did that, if we defined who's more of a human, if we compared two humans together, it would be very strange. But
In what way? What do you mean when people
so,
are
for example,
defining-
let's say we had
Like when you conceive,
let's
is that a human?
yeah, let's
Is
say
that what
let's
we're
say we
talking
had to use this example in a different scenario whereby there was a bunch of people in a room and maybe two of us had to die. And this does happen. This does happen in like when it comes to treatments and things like that. You have to decide like there's like those boards in like hospitals that define who's worth saving, who's worth not, and what are our resources, and it sucks. But if you had to decide between a 3-year-old child being saved or a 45-year-old woman or man, likely we're going to choose who?
3-year-old child.
The 3-year-old child.
Right.
And so it kind of makes sense in that respect. And why don't we transfer that to, a glob of cells, I guess, or an embryo compared to, a 2-year-old? Why is it not okay to kill a 2-year-old, but it's okay to kill somebody that's younger than a 2-year-old? That's how I see it.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm not an expert on this, so it's not.
I don't think
it's not
any
like
of us
Yeah.
really are.
No.
yeah, I don't feel like I have enough knowledge to really speak on it.
Right.
With great veracity or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. But I think that like that's just my personal preference. Is I don't personally. It's just religious preference first of all, and then just personal preference.
Right.
It just becomes really strange to me to decipher what's more valuable: a 7-month-old baby, an embryo, right before conception, right after conception. Like when is it like a human? When is it
Right.
viable human being?
Right.
I think that's when it becomes really sticky.
Yeah.
I think there's a lack of accountability in this culture where, if you make the decision to not have there's hundreds of
Contraceptive,
forms of
yeah.
contraception. If you don't make the effort to and be responsible, then why should something that you've actually developed, why should that thing have to suffer? And there's people that have said, for example, if we use our own example, so I think I would assume that most people like their lives here.
Like what?
I love my life.
Like our lives.
Like your lives here.
Love our lives.
So my question would be, would you support your own mother taking your own life and you not being able to live the life you're living now? That would be my question, is like, if you related to yourself, you know, what would you think about that? If it had something to do directly towards your life, would that change your mind? You know, and there's people that have said, you know, I'm 40 years old and my mother wanted to abort me, but she didn't.
I get that. I totally get that. I just see it from the point of a very young, probably not educated on contraceptives per se. Like, I want to say high school, you're still going to have sex, and it might be with a condom, it might not, whatever, but there's still that chance because you're just not educated on what could happen, you know, and not until that happens that you're like, oh, fuck. Now I have to either have a child with someone that I had sex with or not have the child and decide on my own. I don't know. I understand the decision that needs to be made. I know that there are very unethical decisions being made in this as well. I don't know. I see it from the younger girl that is stuck.
I can see that point, that aspect too, and the aspect that if girls, she wants to get an abortion, she's like, she doesn't want to destroy her life, whatever the case may be, and she has to go through an illegal methodology to do it, that could potentially hurt her life. I could see that, you know, part of it as well. I don't know. It's hard to have an opinion on this because it's just, there's so many scenarios that could negate.
I mean, you've even said in past podcasts that what is the statistic of someone being successful coming from a single mother home or a young mother's home, right?
Right.
So all those people that are out speaking on, you know, my mother almost aborted me, I feel like they're the exception.
Yeah, that doesn't preclude the right of the person to potentially have a good life. Statistics show that it's not good to be raised by a single mother. I mean, it just sucks. I hate to say it that way, but it's true. Statistics, I can't lie about statistics. But that doesn't preclude the right to be able to make something of yourself in your life.
Oh, 100%.
I don't know. It's just really tricky. And I don't think I would overly judge someone that got an abortion, that was young and made a mistake. But I think also there's something to be said about like having the culture that encourages people to not have sex until they're married. I would say I'm not innocent in this, so it's not like I can like point the finger because I'm like a very bad example of this. But like
close your ears.
Yeah, but
sorry, Mom.
But like, why don't we should have a culture that doesn't encourage sexual activity before marriage. That's when society in general, I think overall improves, to be honest, because you have higher marriage rates, you have people not making clouded judgments, you have, in general, just people not making horrible decisions, and the marriages of people that haven't had sex last much longer statistically. There's been studies on this.
Interesting.
But because I feel like you would tie or it'd go hand in hand with more religious.
Yep.
And more religious are obviously more traditional, you don't get divorced. So I feel like there's a stepping stones to that, to get to that. It's not just you're not going to have sex. You're not having sex because of a religious.
I think there's a biological component too to that. So the more men that a woman has sex with, the less she can pair bond with the next man. So if you're having sex with multiple guys, it's less. The potency of the pair bonding is less. Is not there as much. So, I've seen this. I didn't have this opinion when I was 25. Now that I'm older, I'm like, shit. I'm seeing it everywhere. Is that fuck it? Like the girl like girls that have a past, they have fucking a lot of shit that they do that hurts a relationship.
Yeah. There's other factors.
There's other factors besides religious or not.
Right.
So if you have a past, you're more likely to think about other men. You're more likely to think about your past partners. You're more likely to think to like look at other men consistently and see options everywhere. And statistically, it just Anyways, I don't want to talk about this.
No, I mean, I'm enjoying what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I think that when it comes to being a dude, you have to like
A man.
Yeah, when it comes to being a dude, looking at who your potential relationship is with, I think there's something to be said about a girl that doesn't have a past. I hate to say it that way, and a lot of guys and a lot of guys think this way, and I think it would do men better if they thought this way too, because I've seen it in my life, in my social circle, where guys are like, "Oh no, I'm gonna change her." There's no fucking changing a girl with a past. I'm sorry, it's not gonna. It can happen. It can happen, sure. There's exceptions to the rule, but it's not a bet you make. It's not like something you're like and bet half of everything you own and half of everything that like that you've built towards.
Is that a thought that most guys have, where it's like, oh, I'm going to change her? Because I feel like I've heard that more so from a female perspective of like, I will be the one who will like change him or fix him or whatever. Which one? You can't, what I mean?
You just gotta want it to do it.
Yeah, but I've never really heard that be a thought that's coming from the male.
Man, yeah.
I think sometimes guys they look at a girl that's very pretty, and sometimes they'll make the exception. And
make the exception. What do you mean?
Of a girl with a past.
Oh, okay.
Like they'll be like, she's so pretty, and like she's got everything I want with regards to looks. I think guys with less experience think this way, but I'm gonna make the decision. We had one of my friends made the decision with a very attractive girl, like model, like can walk the runway or whatever the case may be, and she was super pretty. No one liked her, and he got divorced within a year.
But did you go into it with that mindset? Like, I'm pretty sure once we get married, she'll kind of like calm down or whatever. Was that his like logic going into it?
I think you're just thinking with his,
Well, how long? What was the time frame in which they had gotten married? Like, did they just get married within like a couple of months? Did they know each other for a couple of years?
I think time frame really has nothing to do with it. I think it really has to do with who you're marrying. And I guess, to some extent you got to get to know who you're talking to, but there's clear indications of whether somebody's marriage material or not. Like, it's very clear, right? It's like, to me, if like I'm very deciphering with regards to who, like I'm not deciphering with regards to who I'll hook up with, who I'll date. I don't care. Like, doesn't matter. You can have whatever past. I don't care. But when it comes to marriage, who I'm going to marry, who I'm going to put a ring on, and who I'm going to give my last name to, I'm definitely very deciphering on that. I'm much more stringent and strict with regards to that. Because, like, I don't know. I can't think of a benefit for guys to get married these days. I don't know if you think differently, but I mean, there is a benefit of like
taxes.
There's a taxes. There's if your wife has a supporting role for what you're doing, that I think it could be a benefit. But if it's just like this, I don't know, this independent like boss attitude that goes around, I think is not beneficial in general.
In who? In the man or the woman?
I think there's something to be said about you got to be educated and you got to be able to have the independence that you need if a man leaves you. There's something to be said about that. Sure. So I'm going to teach my daughter.
Sure.
She's getting an education. She's not going to rely on any dude, right? But to project that and to be like,
I totally get
you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a turnoff to guys.
Yes,
I don't know how else to say it.
I totally get you because I used to be like that. I was like, I don't need no man, even though I was dating someone.
Yeah.
And then you start to realize, like, wait, fuck, that's actually kind of not the cutest thing.
It's not. It's to guys. It's not. When you project it, it's different. It's different if you're like you're not talking about it and you're like doing your thing.
Right.
That's one thing. But if it's like if you're like, I don't need no man, and it's like on the first day, and you're like, why?
I can pay for my own dinner.
Yeah.
Thanks, though.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, of course, I want my daughter to know, like, you're not depending on any dude, like, and you don't need to be reliant on any guy.
Because God forbid anything happens.
God forbid anything happens.
You can't be in the shithole and be like, well, I can't afford anything. I gotta wait for
and you can't be in the
support.
position that like a lot of stay-at-home moms are when they get divorced, and they're like, I haven't been working for 15 years. I have no skill set, and what do I do now?
For sure.
Like, yeah. So I completely support that thing, but this notion that you don't need a man. I need a woman, for sure. Why do you not need a man? I don't get it.
I don't need a man. I want a man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like, yeah, you want a man. I want a woman. I feel like
I don't need no man. I want him. Difference.
So the differences between men and women is like when men like make it, they think of how am I going to support a family.
Yeah.
When women make it, they think I don't need a man.
Hold on. You're talking from a man's
Say it again. Say it again for the people back there. Up there. Hello.
When men make it, they think of how am I going to support a family with what I have.
Yeah.
And when women make it, they think I don't need a man.
That's so funny.
Have you ever thought that way?
No, but I think he's right.
I know. That's why I think it's funny.
No, I think he's right though. Yeah, that's so funny.
Or in regards to my relationship with Charles too, he'll say like, my money is your money, but your money is your money. And I'm like, yes.
I tell Chris
you know what I
just
mean?
out of joking.
But yeah,
Money's
because
our money.
No, but you really deep
yeah.
down.
My money's
Do you feel that way deep down though?
Do I feel that way? Absolutely not.
Because I
No.
agree with that myself.
but
I agree
yeah.
with it. I agree with
He
it.
says
with
to me,
what? With
I'm
what you
like-
just said?
With what she just said.
Like
I agree
Charles
with
Charles
it.
will say like my money is your money,
Yeah.
and then your money is your money. So
Yeah.
my money is my money. I'm like, hee hee hee. But you know, I do still
think it
pay
creates
for
a healthy
things.
work
Like
dynamic.
we pay.
Offensive if he said the opposite. Like,
Yeah.
our money is our money, but
But
his money is his
yeah.
money.
Oh my
I'd
God,
be
I
like,
would.
What the fuck?
I know exactly. I know.
There's no logical reasoning behind it, but I just think it's right. I don't know what it is.
Oh my,
It's
that's funny.
because for so long, men are supposed to be the providers. And all of a sudden, women are making a name for themselves and making money. And then it's like, well, you deserve it. It should be your money. But
And I'm
really,
like-
I think it should be.
I am not your sugar mama. You make your money.
But it's a turnoff when you have to support a dude. Like it's just
Yeah.
it's a turnoff. And even when there's a dude like in your social circle that is depending on his woman, you're already like almost pissed off. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's not logical. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like get up and work, make shit happen. Like it's like the man's responsibility to create a great lifestyle for the woman, in my opinion. There's no logical reason behind it. I just think that's how it should be.
I'm trying to think of friends,
There's
but I don't
no
think I have friends that are like that. Where the woman is the breadwinner. Or the only provider.
No, and don't get me wrong. I'm not judging a guy that stays home. But he has to do his job. If he's staying home, like work your ass off. Don't like stay home and be like eating whatever
He has
and
to clean
like
up.
on the
He has
couch.
to do the laundry.
Yeah, he has to clean.
Kids.
Yeah, if the girl's going out and doing the effort, then he's got to do all that stuff and not complain about it and do it and not have her. This is the problem. Like when that happens, sometimes the guy's still not doing all this shit, and the girl comes home and is like, I can't live in a messy home. Like I can't live in like with all this laundry everywhere. Like, and so the girl does it, and then the girl becomes resentful, and then you get them all like commenting on me and Sebastian's post of like this. My husband's not ambitious. He doesn't do anything. Like,
Yeah.
He never cooks for me.
I saw this very funny video. I don't know if I've already brought this up, but it was like when my wife becomes like a 6-figure earner or whatever it was. And it was as soon as she woke up, he's like running around, putting her slippers on, and she's like walking, and he's going, grabbing her coffee, and then the car doesn't start. Like he turns on the car, make sure it's warm in there for her. For some reason, something's wrong with the car, so he gets out and he's like piggybacking her to work.
That is funny. That is
Chris
good.
sent me that.
I don't think that would be.
Cactus blossom.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that would be unattractive if a guy was like that. If he was
No,
like
attentive
hustling at home.
and yeah.
It's just different.
It's
I think
different.
it's different.
But I think it's still, it is attractive when guys are putting the effort, but
I think
that's really
so
over.
rare.
That is rare.
Yeah.
Putting the effort into like what?
Oh no, it's just
but
like
the-
that scenario. It's
Yeah.
not the
Husband
case.
to be home, to be doing everything. That's kind of weird.
But is that a double standard?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
100% a double standard.
I
Yeah.
would feel like Chris would feel like a bitch if I'm serious.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
yeah,
you
yeah.
feel like a bitch if you came home and, honey, where's the dinner? Hey Chris, why don't you make dinner? Or like he's the one making dinner every single day.
Plus,
He's
you're
the
gonna
one
be
that's
you're gonna be
cleaning.
made fun of by all your friends
I think
too.
it's weird. Well, yeah, and he's not that type of person, so I think that's why I see it like that.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's not like that.
but
I'm
for
lucky.
the
We
most
both do
part
it.
though,
What?
I said I'm pretty lucky because we both put effort into it.
Right.
Like we both cook, we both clean. Charles does my laundry mostly, but I do laundry sometimes. Just thankful. But I was having this conversation with one of my girlfriends this weekend, and she was almost venting to me about how her partner doesn't do any of that stuff at all. And she first blamed it for him working too much, but he doesn't put any effort at all. She was like, I have to clean all the time.
Well-
and sometimes I'm just like, I don't even do it to see if he notices. And he still doesn't do anything. I'm like, oh my God.
what
that's
percentage of
crazy.
the income does he make?
I don't know. I don't know that answer. I know he's working. I know
'Cause-
he is working.
Because it'd be different if it was like 100% of the income, and then
No, I
he
know
does
she
all,
works as well.
Yeah, so
though.
that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better
I
do.
know. And I'm like,
yeah.
I was like, so what are you going to do? Are you going to have a conversation with him? And then my friend and I were trying to help alleviate or create a plan for her. And she's like, oh, I'm not going to do that. No way. I'm an avoidant type of person. I was like, no.
Oh, like she won't have the
That's
conversation
perfect.
with him.
I know. That's why I was like, I thought it was very interesting, right?
Yeah.
It's like she notices it. She's aware of her understanding, but she still won't do anything about
I
it.
feel like that she's just digging herself in a bigger hole because
Yeah.
how long have they been dating for?
Oh,
Or
I've
been
known her.
together?
I mean, I've known her for like 2019, and then they've been together since I've known her. So a few years, and they probably were together for at least a year before that too.
Because I feel
I'm
like,
like-
if, I don't know, like when you have that avoidant kind of personality, like, okay, you're just like sweeping it under the rug and it's only a matter of time before like just,
That rug gets too full.
yeah, all of a sudden it hits the fan, you know? So,
How about just
yeah.
like,
I know.
I know like, not a lot of dudes went like this, but I just dated a guy with money or ambition.
Well, for all
Like-
we know, he does work a lot. We don't know that part.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just her being a little bit more self-aware of like he is working his ass off. He's coming home and he's tired.
True.
Yeah.
So I think that's another thing because I have a friend too that everything was essentially provided for. The house, gas is paid for, everything. And he works 80 to 90 hours a week in a very what's the word?
Extenuating.
Extenuous.
No.
Strenuous?
Extraneous. Oh,
Work.
wow.
Yes.
Good job.
Um, And she at first was a little frustrated, but then realized he's working his ass off. He's providing for me, and I should be the one to have everything ready. But at the same time, if he's not working, then like, hey, babe,
Yeah.
can you do something? But I don't know. It depends on whatever he's doing, and I don't know how long he's working, what he's doing.
She wouldn't be complaining, I don't think, in my opinion, if he was making, if she had the choice to work where she's working or not. So, for example, if like Silvana wants to work,
Right.
she can work and do whatever she wants. We'll figure something out. But she has that choice. It's not like she has to go to work because she needs to pay the bills. If she was just doing what she wanted to do and she was working, she wouldn't be like complaining about doing all this extra stuff. She would be like, oh, well, I love what I'm doing. I have so much energy coming back from work because I love what I'm doing. Versus you hate this job. You have to go to this job you hate. You hate your boss. You hate everything about it. And then you come home and you're like, dude, can you just do one thing? Like, can you just clean the
True.
dishes? Like, that's how I would feel.
Yeah.
I see that too. So what do you guys think about guys being sugar daddies? Just kidding.
Sugar daddies?
Like them paying for everything?
I mean, we kind of had this discussion, but then I meet a lot of random ass people, and this woman was very, very, she was so cute. Because I asked her, like, oh, so what do you do for a living? She's like, well, I'm not working right
I'm
now.
a sugar baby.
And yep. And I was like, oh my God. So, and then I was like, tell me more about it. Cause I'm curious about how you even meet these daddies. And like, where are they? And like, sponsor my event. Okay. And she was like, well, I used to work at a casino as a waitress. So like all of the people that would come in were like really rich men. And so I made a lot of friends in that industry. And like one of my friends introduced me to this man who was like looking for a sugar baby, but it's crazy because he's married, but like has all this money. Crazy. And I was like, whoa. Because she comes to my classes in an Uber because she doesn't drive. And then he's paying for all of this stuff. And I'm legit like, so where can I get one?
What is the... So he just wants to have a sugar baby?
Like, yeah, I have no idea.
Messages on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
There you go. There they are. You know where they're at.
But I'm sure like that's a little more reliable.
The sugar baby sites.
Because it's
why
like
do guys
connected. I don't know.
There's
I just think it's so crazy.
There's some kind of reciprocating happening.
No, I didn't even ask that. I was telling Charles this. I was like, oh my God. Please don't
I feel
tell me
like,
anything.
yeah, you're right. But I guess I'm just wondering if there's
usually
not that reciprocation.
Just like.
What's the satisfaction?
Usually high-powered men usually have a strong desire to give. It's just innate within them. I don't know how else to put it. So if you add there's going to be an expectation of sexual access to some extent. So I'm always skeptical of like sugar babies, but
she also has a boyfriend. So I'm just saying, like,
does he know about this sugar daddy?
I was like, what?
He's benefiting from.
Well, yeah, it's like
99% of the time when a boyfriend's okay with a sugar daddy, he doesn't have a lot to offer. Because if I have a lot to offer, I'm not letting my girl be on a sugar site. I'm going to make that money myself.
Sugar site.
He said that there's websites for them.
There's websites, yeah. There's websites for it.
That's crazy.
I'm going to build a profile.
No,
I'm kidding.
Contact
no physical
all,
contact.
But I'll talk to you.
No, you can look at my feet. Oh my God, I also think that's so crazy. I can't believe people do that.
There are girls that do that, that make like $10,000, $20,000.
Or like someone, I can't remember who it was, but someone was boxing their farts and
Ew!
selling it.
Don't
And
lie.
they made money. I think it was like 6 figures. It was something ridiculous.
No, I remember. I saw that clip. It was like $100,000 a month.
Ew.
That's crazy.
Who's like, ooh, the fart just arrived.
Oh my God, let me just... ASMR.
What do you do with that? It's disgusting.
It's so gross.
Get pink eye.
It's just, men are freaks, dude, when it comes to sex.
I'm sure women are too.
Sex, that's just fart in a bag.
I'm not. Nobody's going to pay for a dude like farting in a bag. No way.
Those are way more
cannot.
potent. I
No,
feel
there's
like.
no. There's no way a man's going to like.
Put Roscoe and then box of hey.
Dude, I'd
Frenchie
make so
farts
much
for
money.
sale.
I know. I would make a ton of money. Roscoe is ridiculous. Oh God.
If it was a guarantee. Let's ask the question. If there's a guarantee that if you sold your farts, you can make
business. You're doing something.
Sandra, we have a new business for you
let's say,
right now.
Let's say $50,000 is guaranteed.
Frenchie fart.
No.
Oh my God.
Let's make it more interesting though. Okay. So
Farts for sale in a jar on eBay.
I want to hear what Frank has to say.
Frank's farts.
So like, hey, let's say like
Phoenix 5 fart.
F5 farts.
Let's say I'm a recruiter of talent on OnlyFans, right? And I'm like, hey,
Stephanie Motto, YouTuber turned adult content creator who claims to have made upwards of $200,000 selling her farts.
Wow.
That's craziness.
damn.
Why?
Why not?
Yes. They're like, okay, but every once in a while you have to shart too.
That would be
$50,000 a month. Are you saying no to $50,000, $100,000 a month?
God. To shart? Ooh.
I would do whatever they wanted.
Drake. See? Like,
Hey,
Farts?
I love the.
Like
I
I'm
respect.
No,
the honesty.
he said
I respect
sharks.
the honesty.
that means
Whatever,
shit farts.
$50,000 a month added on for doing what I'm already doing in a toilet.
I mean, that's pooping.
That's crazy.
My number would be 150.
A month?
You would
well,
give
yeah,
her
if I can
$150 for
negotiate
her
this.
farts?
No, 150,000 for me to do that for someone.
I
Nobody
see.
would request that in the first place. Let's just be
I'll take
honest. here.
$500,000.
500,000. So
Yeah.
you wouldn't do it for 50,000?
I'll do it for 500,000.
You wouldn't do it for 15,000 a month.
15,000?
Yeah.
He said 50.
You would go down 15,000.
Yeah, I'm literally.
Are you agreeing to 15,000?
15,000 a month?
All right, we're putting Dre's farts on sale.
15,000. What do you?
Okay.
You guys were like.
Yeah, hey, at least she's honest.
I will,
being
like I'm
serious?
saying,
You
I will do
wouldn't?
500,000.
So if someone said, no, sorry, our last offer is 15,000, you'd say like, nah, sorry, that's
yeah,
chump
they
change.
were gonna, they'll pay me more for my glorious fucking farts. Yeah, they better.
What, I mean, how much work really is it?
you
Like,
so-
hey, you got
exactly.
a fart order. Okay, hey guys, gotta go.
Time to eat my broccoli.
I will, you know what? I will eat cheese for that then. Jesus.
That's so funny.
Oh, I heard there was they like some dude like to smell like actual
I don't even want to hear the words.
feces.
Ew.
And, like,
Now we're just talking about, what are these called again?
Fetishes?
No, fetishes. Thank you.
and
I
they-
forgot the word.
Or was it farting or was it feces? But it was
Probably feces.
The guy requested the girl to eat like a
Ew,
specific thing.
no.
Not the shit. The specific food.
Got it.
Yeah,
so that it would come
No,
out as like a.
I'm sure
smelly
there's that
poop.
too with freaking dudes.
That's
Freaks.
so crazy.
Disgusting.
Ugh.
Okay, that I don't know anyone personally that would know.
I mean, no one's
crazy.
going to be open about that.
There could be.
There's
could
there's
be.
a dude out there that will pay you 10 grand a month. Every girl in this room to send your farts to him.
Oh,
There is a dude.
I will send
There
my
is a dude out
feet,
there.
like pictures of my feet, but I will not send.
If you got a
people
guy that
farts.
says, "Hey, I'll pay you," what's the least you'd accept for feet?
15,000
15,000.
for feet. I don't know because I'm not too weirded out about my feet. I actually really like.
I mean,
my
I
feet.
give my
I
feet
like
for
my
like
feet
less
too,
than that.
actually.
I would for sure do my feet for less than that. Because then you have a lower amount that you're charging people. You can get more people in. At 15,000, no one's getting one person. Come on, it's a business.
I love the business aspect of it. She's like, we gotta figure this out, guys.
There has to be
funny.
like okay, what's your break even? It takes you 2 seconds
for
Snap a
my
picture?
feet.
to snap a picture of your
yeah.
feet.
Oh,
Like,
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but farting might take a little bit longer. I have to eat food. I have to digest. And I got to take it out. That's like a whole hour.
Farting is a dignity
Like, how
thing
do
for
you-
me. I don't
That's
know.
a whole hour of work. 500,000.
I think I'm just thinking of like, does he send a package, like a box, and like, you know what I mean, like all
Like
of
a
You
these-
lip.
gotta ship it. That's part of your business. So you gotta add in the ship cost, the jar,
They pay for my shipping.
sealing it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know
Merchandise.
how when we got these rings, like, they send you a package first so that you can, like, size everything. So I'm like, do they send you a container, things
No,
like that?
this is your
That's
business.
This isn't Poshmark.
Hey, jar
I know, that's what I'm
included.
saying. That's why I'm
Right?
laughing,
Jeez.
because I'm like, what does this look like?
Jar and shipping included.
All right, let's
What a
let's
deal.
let's
How do you
message.
verify?
Let's
4th
message
of July
Stephanie.
sale.
How do you verify that it's yours?
How do you verify it's
Exactly.
real?
It's Frenchies.
It's all Roscoe's.
It's like
That's so funny.
you have a refund request because they said it's not real,
Non-refundable.
not refundable.
That's in our policy. Should have read it before you bought.
We've dealt with this before.
Direct.
Online.
Yeah, I
No,
love
I
it. I love
know.
it. That's
I
awesome.
just think it's funny.
This is
So
such a
good.
conversation.
It's so funny. LOL.
What are your thoughts on sugar babies? If you found out your friend was a sugar baby,
I mean,
Dude, I'd be
kudos.
so interested.
I know. I was very interested. I was like, so
Not
how-
interested in doing it.
Yeah,
but
just interested in
the-
her life. Yeah. Like living vicariously through her, right? Like I'm just like, okay, wow, that's cool. Like tell me more. Can they also
Bring a
buy
friend
me?
traveling.
Yeah, can they buy me things on the side too?
Ooh,
Can they
it
pay
kinda
for
be-
all of your private classes with me so I get paid more?
Right.
You know, like I'm all
Right.
about this.
ooh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Be good to have a sugar baby friend.
A sugar baby
Right.
friend. Yeah. Just take me out on their card. I'm okay with it.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's weird the expectation that would create throughout your life.
I know, right?
If you got, let's say, like $20,000 a month, all expenses paid for, this is just spending money, right? And then you were unable to do it after that point. Like your interaction with Med would be weird at that point. and a lot of men would be turned off, I think, because you'd
If
be
they
like,
knew about it.
well, I would just
Yes.
take the expectation you would have in your head of what a man should provide. That would almost like subconsciously turn off a guy.
It's the lifestyle now is that they're used to it. They're
Yeah.
used to these expensive trips,
Like-
expensive whatevers.
So if you just ended a sugar baby relationship, right? Somebody's making 20 grand a month. Are you going to go on a date with a guy and not ask him for something? Like, how hard is it going to be not to ask him for something right on the first, second, third date?
I know that was actually an interesting, because she kind of went into that segue about how her boyfriend was feeling jealous. And then she was just
I
like,
wonder why.
yeah. And then she was just like, well, it's kind of crazy because it's not like I got into it thinking that I would want luxurious
Question.
things.
Did she go into this sugar daddy relationship prior to her
was gonna
boyfriend or
ask that.
after her boyfriend?
It was sugar daddy,
Daddy
and
first.
then, oh, I have a boyfriend as well. And then he is jealous.
The boyfriend.
The boyfriend.
But the sugar
she
daddy
had the
was there
relationship
first.
with her boyfriend?
No.
No.
Oh, sugar
No.
daddy.
Daddy.
Then
Yes.
that. So
Yes.
how was the sugar daddy was cool with it?
Well, yeah, he's
kinda
like,
like
Uh,
you have
yeah, she's
Didn't you say
also
he's
married.
not
He's also
married?
married.
Yeah, but oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I know so many people. Not so many people, but like for example, my
Mm-hmm.
mom has a friend who is the mistress, but the wife knows about her.
Uh-huh.
But
okay.
they keep everything very separate. So people do those things. When the wife is like, well, you're going to continue to pay for things. We have the kids. Don't let the kids know. And that makes you happy. Kind of like Joey from Friends when he found out that his dad was cheating on his wife. But then
Yes.
the wife knew, the mom
yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
She was like, he was so happy.
So you messed up our relationship,
Yeah.
Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. That's funny. But
So anyways, sugar daddy was cool with boyfriend.
yeah, like it's not like it mattered to him.
Okay.
I don't know.
So what
I don't
did
really
you
know.
ask her?
I asked her, I just asked her, like, oh, so where do you meet these people? She's like, oh, well, I'm a waitress. I was a waitress.
Yeah.
I worked at a casino. And then, she's like, but I do have a boyfriend now. I'm like, okay, so how's that? It's like, well, he's kind of jealous, but it's like our lifestyle or like the lifestyle with him, I know I'm not going to get now. So it's hard to like let go of the sugar daddy person. So it's like,
that's interesting.
interesting. And she's
Well, I
like,
think
okay, my
that's what
Uber's
Frank
here.
was saying.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's crazy.
I
And
wouldn't
she's
take
like-
a girl serious that dad was a sugar baby at some point.
Yeah.
That's me personally.
Yeah,
do
I
it.
get it.
I wonder what that conversation looked like when she met her boyfriend.
I know.
And if he was just like, oh, yeah, it's fine. And then now it's like, well, it was really not fine.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, that's what it sounds like.
99.9% of dudes are not going to be okay with it.
I still just can't believe that exists, though, in the world. I always thought it was fake. TBH. Honestly, until she brought it up, I was like, whoa, that is so
Does
real.
she have any like plastic surgery done, or has she bought anything big with
No.
what?
She literally looks like a very normal person. Like, she doesn't look like she has
she
anything
work?
done. No, she doesn't work right now. Yeah.
So, what is the extent of their relationship? Sugar daddy, sugar baby.
I don't know. This was just a first interaction. I have no idea. I need to learn more now.
I don't know. Men want something.
I
what
would
they're
see.
paying
That's
for.
how I would see it.
If I'm paying $10,000, what am I getting for that $10,000? That's how men think. Exactly
Go
what I'm getting. Give me
trips.
line by line.
I have no idea yet.
Expectations.
More to come.
Yeah.
More to come. She's been a very
Bring her on the
consistent.
podcast.
Yeah.
And her
You'll be like
boyfriend.
very surprised with her too.
Really?
Yeah. Because she just looks like sweet and innocent. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's something like that a man can do that would be a deal breaker?
What's something like that a man can do?
Like be
Yeah.
a sugar
Oh,
baby.
If a guy was a Chippendales dancer, that'd be
Oh. Ha ha ha.
You already know what you're signing up for.
Yeah. I have a friend that is one of the Magic Mike Mike guys.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just got married. Kudos to him. Like it
Nice.
happens.
Yeah, more times than not,
Yeah.
they're not doing things. It's not like a male stripper.
They're
But
just
if-
dancing.
But then it's like, I think on the first date, let's say, and he tells me like, oh, actually, I'm a male stripper. Then I'd be like, I don't know that I'd continue.
Is it like?
Because then you know what you're
like trying to
signing up
think.
for.
Would you?
know?
Would
What
you?
I
I
mean-
feel Sandra would be okay with it.
I don't know. I'm trying to think if it's like I'm a stripper.
Like
I
currently,
just go-
but in the past, you know.
In the past,
In the past, I'd be like,
Yeah.
ooh, cool, show me some moves.
What if the guy
Yeah.
was in porn? Like he was a worker in porn.
Oh,
Worker
no.
in porn.
But he's done with it.
Like the sex
He's changed his
industry.
life.
Yeah, I know that's hard too.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Be crazy expectations
Yeah.
in the bedroom too.
But he has everything you want. He has everything you want. He's super successful, super tall guy, good looking, ripped.
How long are we talking? Like,
Yeah.
10 years.
I mean,
10 years
then
ago?
he
I
was
don't know.
18 might.
Yeah.
Let's say
Yeah,
when
he
he
could
was
have been
between
18
and
in college
24.
trying
He's
to
now
get
34.
money.
Oh, it depends what kind
And-
of porn he was doing. Too.
That's what I was going to say.
Gay porn, remember?
Like, it would be. Oh, no.
I love how this is even a debate. With guys, it wouldn't be a debate. It's like, no.
Like if girls were doing porn.
It depends what kind of porn.
What do you mean? This wouldn't be a debate.
If girl did,
How long ago it was?
if a girl did porn, it's immediate, like, no chance for most guys.
You know, can they hear us?
I know they were all just turning around, but
Oh,
it's
God.
because I think it's because they're realizing that we're on the TV, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh,
It's happening right now.
But they can't hear us.
we
I think they
definitely
can.
can't
This is
stream
soundproof
this
glass.
on
This is
that
not
thing."
soundproof
it's
glass.
not.
For sure. I've heard stuff being said.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, where were we?
So we're up here. We gotta take it down here.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. Is that Friends? The Friends?
Yes, Ross. Yeah.
Is that the annoying thing that Ross does that people
Yeah, with
complain
Chandler.
about? Yeah.
So, anyways, it wouldn't be a discussion for men, but for us, if it was 10 years ago,
Yeah, it's like a debate. It's like, yeah.
depends what he was doing,
He would
where
have
his
to-
life is now after those 10 years.
Yeah. He would have to be like an amazing guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like,
Like, I'm
it would
so
have to be a
embarrassed.
very, very long time ago.
Yeah.
And it would depend on the porn. Because if it's like unethical, like like kid porn, and that's like
Okay,
a whole
that's- oh,
different.
no, no,
like,
no,
that
Whoa.
is just, hey, I just had to mention it.
He got there.
That's what I'm like. That
Run
would
away.
be like no.
Run away.
That's what I'm saying though.
He would
it
be
depends
on
on
the-
what kind of porn.
So gay porn, okay?
At
not
what
okay.
point do you give people chances? That's
for me.
the point. That's I'm an advocate
Do
of
you
giving
believe
people.
in second chances?
Yes, I do.
No matter the situation.
I do. It'd be harder for me internally.
Yo, he's out there killing people.
We should clip that.
What if he was killing people to save lives? Other
Robin
lives.
Hood situation.
You know, like a Dexter situation. Like he ultimately was a good guy killing bad guys. Anyways,
Yeah.
Yeah.
continue.
That would be-
Anyways, where
This
were
was
we
really
before
funny.
Gay
Yeah.
porn.
Oh, second chances.
Second chance.
Second
Oh, yeah.
chances. I believe in second chances. Every situation requires a magnifying
Context,
glass,
yeah.
context. But yes, I believe in second. I believe in third chances. I believe in fourth chances. But they got to be working towards, changing.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not working towards changing, then it's just you being an idiot. Like, I only believe.
Pattern.
I believe in chances when somebody's aware of the things and they can take accountability.
Right.
And they can say, I'm making a concerted effort to changing this, but I don't know how to. And they're just trying to figure out their way. Totally. I give you as many chances as you need. But if they're like,
Blatantly.
but you also have to be smart too. It's like, forgive, but don't forget. Like, don't be
Yes.
stupid, right? Somebody steals from you and then you're like, all right, I'll give you an exception, but don't do it again,
Right.
But I'm not going to leave my watch out, or like I'm not going to leave my the keys in my car. Just seems more smart, more intelligent. But
Yeah.
Makes sense.
but I think for the most part, dudes, in that respect, do not give second chances. Like if you were in porn or something,
Even 10 years ago. And she's completely different. Like, it literally stopped 10 years ago. I have now bought in a house. I'm working, blah, blah, blah. I went to college.
if I'm dating a girl that's
Yada,
40,
yada, yada.
if I'm dating a girl that's 40, and I found out that
Excuse me.
when she was 18, she did a porn video, it's likely I will never marry her. Yeah.
When she's
That's
40,
how serious it is for dudes.
Oh.
Yeah. So again, I don't want to say there's no second chances, but that's why you got to stay away from that shit, because men and women think very differently about this. It's like if you found out.
It does suck though. Like there was this whole poll video on Netflix. I forgot what it was called. I think it's called Rise Up or something. And then woman who was in the porn industry when she was 18. She only did it for 6 months, but then it followed her for the rest of her entire life. And I'm like, "Ugh." So yes, I do agree.
One time, and then guys just don't. Girls are
See,
more
I would much
forgiving.
rather just fucking sell my farts at this point.
Yeah.
And be known for.
that.
I was just thinking that. What if you found out?
What if you found
that
out?
your partner?
Let's say
sold
you
their
weren't
farts?
married, didn't have Emma, and you found out Silvana had a fart business 5 years ago.
It's not the fart business itself. It's that what else were you doing? And I would want you to be.
She was eating and farting.
I was going
burping.
to school, and I had a fart business. That
I don't
got
think
me
it'd be a
through
deal breaker,
school.
but it'd be like, damn, why'd you have to do that?
But what if she's making millions of dollars?
What if she had her?
I plan on
she
making
was
millions.
the trailblazer for this industry.
She's a trailblazer for this?
Yeah,
boss
like
babe.
she started
Like
the
she started it
entire
because
I don't know
she
about
created systems.
system.
Oh, I'd be kind of impressed with that, though.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, like, oh, shit, you created a business out of this, and you got employees? What?
yeah, they all
that's
fart.
crazy.
Warehouse.
Yeah, that's.
Canning these-
I don't know. I don't know. If I'm not in the situation, I don't know how I would react to it. But I'm kind of impressed with that aspect of it. Of like, damn, you just created a whole
Yeah, it
business out
wasn't
of it.
just about farts in a jar and selling her feet pics. It was like
You found a need in the marketplace. There's a need in the
created
market,
A whole business while going to college
and you paid off everything.
and paid off everything.
I think he's into it.
That's kind
I
of cool.
think he likes it.
That's not bad.
He likes
That's
it.
not bad.
He'll be like,
Yeah.
please fart for me in my sleep.
I think in the back of
What's
my
your
head,
top
when
seller?
I'd have like tough times, I'd always be in the back of my head be like, hey, you know,
gonna fart into a jar.
I'd be like, hey, do you mind pulling out the jar? Because we're having tough times right now. I was trying to think of the equivalent of
Girls farting.
a girl being in porn
Oh.
to women.
what
What's the
to a guy?
equivalent of that? Like if you found out a guy was a... If you found out a guy was, I hate to say this, this is probably the worst, this is probably
Okay,
very,
fine.
very intense, but if you found out a guy was a pedophile in the past.
Oh fuck
Yeah,
no.
no.
Yeah, that's how guys feel with a girl that's in porn.
Damn.
No.
Yeah.
Heck no.
No.
Yeah.
I would literally leave the restaurant if I was on a first date. Even if my friends were like, "Oh my god, he's amazing."
He said he
blah, blah,
changed.
blah.
He said he changed. He's an amazing guy.
Fuck no, because
you know
He's
the
a
crazy,
perfect-
you know the crazy thing though, really quickly, even if you are 18, having sex with someone that's 16 or 17, you
It has
can
to be 2 years difference because we had to deal with a with background check. It's 2 years.
2 years. So
and
what,
literally
15,
it's
16?
That difference,
yeah,
and you have that for the rest of your life.
yeah, which is also crazy. So that is, it's not like I'm thinking like if this guy was 18 and the person was 15 or 16, because that could happen. That's like a freshman. And
But
a
then what's
senior.
weird is like at 16 in Virginia, like you're legal
It's all
in
different.
Virginia.
But if they were like 30 and then
Right. 15.
15,
Gross.
yeah.
Gross.
Why would you even be?
But we do definitely need to land this plane.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got 11 new hires in the lobby.
Alrighty, they're all looking at us like we've been talking about farts for the last 10 minutes.
Porn.
Did you see them? You saw them look back?
I didn't.
I
Oh.
did.
They did.
Yeah, there was like a group of them just.
No.
And I think Isaac saw it too. That's why he started laughing.
Like right when we started
But I
talking
saw
about
them, like,
porn
pointing at the TV
or
And then,
farts.
like, what's happening? Sebastian's missing. Cat's missing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Anyways,